Just to be sure, there's a spoiler. Skeleton Crew's ending finally unraveled the secrets of At Attin and Jude Law's Jedi, proving to be a thrilling conclusion with all the setup for a potential continuation. For 8 episodes, the focus of the most recent Star Wars TV show has been returning to the planet of At Attin. Skeleton Crew's mysterious At Attin had its share of secrets, all of which have been revealed throughout the show. From its nature as a fabled treasure planet to whom the Supervisor was, At Attin's mysteries have finally been laid bare. This coincided with Jod Na Nawood, Jude Law's Star Wars Jedi.
Jod Na Nawood, at your service.
Finally enacting his plans to take control of Skeleton Crew's Republic Mint, a source of endless credits. As Skeleton Crew's other characters attempted to stop his greed-fueled plans, clashes, speeder bike chases, and galaxy-altering events followed. Not only did these plot points bring about Skeleton Crew Season 1's ending nicely, but they teased a future for Skeleton Crew Season 2, all while concluding the story arcs of the show's many lovable characters for now.
Kim, do you read me? Pirates are attacking our planet. You said to call you if we needed help.
Child, you found your way back to At Attin?
Welcome to Movie Spy. Star Wars Skeleton Crew turned At Attin into the ultimate tragedy. At Attin's a higher purpose is not much of a purpose at all. As alluded to, the biggest reveals of Skeleton Crew Season 1's ending applied to the true nature of At Attin. The reveal that At Attin was a source of immeasurable wealth came in Skeleton Crew Episode 7's Easter egg-filled story, yet questions still remained over the planet's mysterious supervisor and what exactly the great work really was. Skeleton Crew Season 1's ending answered both of these questions, turning At Attin into nothing more than a tragic tale of obedience, programming, and isolation, rendering it as just another Star Wars planet. As it turns out, At Attin's supervisor is nothing more than a droid who follows their programming.
You're ruled by a droid?
That's decreed by the great work.
The great work, the barrier, and all other strict rules of At Attin serve little purpose, instead making the planet's citizens a group that simply goes through the motions believing in a higher purpose. In reality, at that time, Attin had no purpose after the downfall of the Republic, making the planet's isolation all the more tragic. Skeleton Crew Season 1's ending revealed all of this, though it later spun At Attin's fate to be one with a more hopeful future. Jod Na Nawood's backstory was finally revealed. The history of Jude Law's Jedi is not what was expected. Another mysterious element of Skeleton Crew has been Jude Law's many-named Jedi. Captain Silvo, Jod Na Nawood, Crimson Jack, and Dash Zenton have all been names given to Law's character throughout the show.
Dash Zenton. How many names does he have?
What an unexpected delight.
Making his history a point of debate and theorization from fans. One constant throughout all the aliases, though, was the clue that Law's Star Wars character was at least trained by the Jedi at some point. After many theories were crafted, Skeleton Crew Season 1's ending finally revealed the truth. As revealed by Jod, he grew up in a much more destitute part of the galaxy before being found by an unnamed Jedi. This Jedi saw potential in Jod and began training him in the ways of the Force, though this proved to come too late in Star Wars' timeline. Before Jod could fulfill his potential, Star Wars Order 66 was enacted, and he was forced to watch his Jedi mentor be killed at the hands of the Empire. This trauma shaped Jod into the killer he became, proving him to be another character defined by the Empire's dark deeds. Skeleton Crew's ending opened At Attin up to the galaxy. Jod's pirate invasion changed At Attin for good. Jod's past led him to believe that the galaxy was an incredibly dark place, pushing him to fight for the shreds of light he could find. In the case of Skeleton Crew Season 1's ending, the light Jod was fighting for was the vast wealth of At Attin. Eventually, Jod manages to get his pirate crew through At Attin's dangerous barrier. In order to allow the fighters of the New Republic to help, the core cast of Skeleton Crew destroys the barrier surrounding At Attin, marking a very different future for the formerly isolated planet. After generations of being secluded, At Attin is finally open to the rest of the galaxy. This could be a point of contention, especially given the wealth the planet has been proven to possess. However, as of Skeleton Crew Season 1's ending, At Attin is now reachable by anyone in the galaxy, from the government of the New Republic to more malevolent forces like Jod and his pirates. The Skeleton Crew kids prove themselves true heroes. Wim, Neil, KB, and Fern are what the galaxy needs. In many ways, Skeleton Crew has recontextualized what it means to be heroes thanks to its child characters. For example, Episode 6 of Skeleton Crew showed what it meant to be a Jedi thanks to Wim's story with KB, teeing up the finale. At the end of the show, each of the kids proved themselves to be true heroes of the galaxy by simply fighting for what is right. Not only did Wim and Fern play a hand in stopping Jod directly, but KB contacted the New Republic, while Neil found the courage to fight against the pirates. How Skeleton Crew Season 1's ending sets up Season 2. A continuation of Skeleton Crew is more than possible. As tends to be the case with many Star Wars shows of late, the question now is turning to the potential story of Skeleton Crew Season 2. The show's creators have insisted that ideas have been formulated for a continuation, but only if Skeleton Crew resonates with fans. Should that happen, Skeleton Crew's ending left some story threads dangling that could see a new adventure be formed around its characters. For one, none of the main characters were killed. Jude Law's Jod survived the events of Skeleton Crew's ending, potentially leaving more stories to be explored regarding him. The same can be said for Wim, Neil, KB, and Fern. Wim especially had a moment where he looked at the New Republic's fighters in awe. Now that At Attin is open to the galaxy, Wim could join the New Republic. Whether his friends would follow suit remains to be seen, but a continuation of their stories is certainly possible. The true meaning of Skeleton Crew Season 1's ending. Hope is always found in the galaxy's darkest times. Every Star Wars story has a message hidden at its center, and Skeleton Crew is certainly no different. The title of Skeleton Crew Season 1, Episode 8 is The Real Good Guys, highlighting what themes the show was going for. In the end, it was not fake Jedi like Jod who were the good guys of the show, but the everyday people of the galaxy who simply fight for what is right. Be that Wim, Neil, KB, Fern, their parents, or the New Republic fighters, there are always those willing to risk everything to stave off darkness. Overall, the show is about how hope can overcome the darkness that is caused by trauma. The hope that the younger characters possess is eventually what allows them to defeat Jod and the pirates, emulating that theme. Similarly, the fate of At Attin reflects this too. Rather than remain secluded and shrouded in that darkness, At Attin is now open to all the wonders and dangers of the galaxy. However, as long as the hope of Skeleton Crew's heroes remains, darkness cannot corrupt it, allowing At Attin to truly live for the first time in centuries. Skeleton Crew's creators weigh in on the show's ending. John Watts and Christopher Ford give their views. In an exclusive interview with Screen Rant, Skeleton Crew's creators have given their thoughts on how the show ended the Star Wars adventure. Interestingly, one of the criticisms in Skeleton Crew Episode 8's reviews was that the show ended abruptly. Many were awaiting an epilogue that would detail what became of Jod, Wim, Neil, KB, and Fern after At Attin was opened up to the wider galaxy. However, the show ends with Wim looking up at the New Republic X-Wings. Watts goes on to state that nothing was cut from the ending besides a few smaller moments, even going as far as saying the abrupt feeling it caused was intentional. Ford develops this, insisting that this quick ending is reminiscent of the old Amblin-style movies that inspired Skeleton Crew, in which the adventure would end, and so would the movie. Another element of Skeleton Crew's ending that was discussed at length is Jod Na Nawood's redemption arc, or more aptly, the lack thereof. Ford and Watts stated that they felt a sense of pleasure watching audiences be so convinced that Jod's redemption would come, while knowing themselves that it would not. Regardless, the duo makes it clear that Jod is not entirely evil. Understandably, Watts and Ford remained coy on what happened to Jod after the New Republic made its presence known on At Attin, leaving some plot threads hanging for a potential Season 2. The duo also insists that they were open to cameos from the so-called Mandoverse, but that the story concluded nicely without the need for any. Finally, Watts and Ford tease that Wim's Jedi dreams may be over as of Skeleton Crew Season 1's ending, and that his new goal may be to fly among the stars as an X-Wing pilot. Thanks for watching.